this. Now, this is yesterday. And this is Assistant Commissioner Brutus turning up to the Georgetown Magistrate Court, I think it was Court 5, to answer the charges. I understand 30 charges were read to him. As you can see, he's there fully dressed in uniform. And again, on social media, there are those who saying that it was appropriate because he's still a member of the force, and there is a exchange of opinion. Well, let me say this, without any fear of contradiction. Let me say this. It was inappropriate for Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus to turn up in court yesterday to answer criminal charges dressed in uniform for many reasons. First of all, it has never happened before. We had assistant commissioners who were charged before. Serving assistant commissioners charge. Policemen are never allowed to go to court in the uniform when discharged. To make this one worse, Brutus, by his own admission, and by the admission of everyone who is in authority, is on administrative leave. He said so in his filings to the court, that he is on administrative leave. He produced the documents to support that. So how is it that one who is on administrative leave is dressed in uniform and going to court? I see Big Smith and them writing a lot of crap about the man smart here. He should not have been allowed to go to court in uniform. Don't question me as to what procedure you would have used or so. Because they did not do the right thing, that is why that happened. Because Brutus should have been arrested and taken to court. If they had arrested him and took him to court, then he would have, if he was in uniform, he would have been instructed to take off his uniform. But they allow you to turn up like a street boy, the man dressed in uniform, police uniform. And I am saying that the only reason why he would have done that is to show defiance, to further embarrass the government and the police force. So here I am in uniform. Nonetheless, say that I can be dismissed, but here I am in uniform. It's a big embarrassment because the proper procedure was not done. The man is on administrative leave, sent on administrative leave by the Police Service Commission. Right? The man is the head, at the time when he was sent on administrative leave, he was the head of Special Branch. Special Branch people don't wear uniform. So for all those people who have been saying all manner of things, let me repeat that. At the time when Brutus was sent, so up to now, he is on administrative leave. So he has no authority to be wearing uniform. And then at the time when he went on administrative, when he went on administrative leave, he was the head of Special Branch. He is the head of Special Branch. Special Branch, for you who don't know, is the intelligence arm of the force. They don't wear uniform. So how can people try to justify? Well, I guess it's out of ignorance, yeah? They don't know, and therefore they make these statements that some people say, yes, he's a member of the force, and therefore he can wear uniform. Yes, he's a member of the force. He remains a member of the force, notwithstanding what Nandalal said, but they're going to remove him from office and all that. We're going to address that a little later. He remains a member of the force, but he's on administrative leave. And he, at the time going on administrative leave, he is the head of the Special Branch. So, and then, well, I didn't see that, but people said, the man are going for answer charge, and the junior ranks, they're paying compliments to him and all them everything. Any compliment that is paid to him ought to be a middle finger salute. The same one that was reserved for ropesmen some years ago, last year, that was at the Route March. Inappropriate. And I'm saying this is not an accident. Brutus deliberately did that to embarrass the organization more, to rub his thumb or to thumb his nose on the government. And more than that, Brutus, I feel, is aware that once he turned up in uniform, they're going to handcuff him. They're not going to handcuff him as they did to the others. So he turned up there. He also turned up in uniform, in my opinion, to gain the sympathy of the court. Because you turn up in uniform, they're going to remand you. They're not going to remand you to prison because you're there looking very official and all of that. All of that. And again, and I said we'll talk about the, let me bring up the tape to show you all with the handcuff story. Because look what happened. One moment. Look. This is a picture from News Source. These are the people who appeared in court yesterday. Right? So watch. Brutus, arm swinging there. His wife, arm swinging. Look, George, this is the man who was the driver. You see where you're on there? Handcuff. Look, the businessman, some Zafar Ali, handcuff. So Brutus playing them. He knows that if he got a court in uniform, they can, or they would not. Let's say they would not handcuff him. So he goes in uniform. He goes there in uniform. And I'm saying, a show of defiance, another attempt to embarrass the force, embarrass the country, because that is a photograph that is going to be circulating all over the world. Police officer in uniform, assistant commissioner, appearing in court to answer, because when he appeared there, the expectation that he would have been answering 240 criminal charges. 240 criminal charges. Yesterday, only 30 charges were read. Let me bring in Mr. Conway for this. See, what are your views about this man appearing in court in uniform?
For me, Paul, it was criminal for Assistant Commissioner Brutus, who is on administrative leave, who is the head of the special branch, to appear fully dressed in uniform. And he wearing no deputy commissioner thing, you wearing the assistant commissioner. And I was there. I was there in court. And I saw whilst he was climbing up the step there at the bottom floor, those ranks in uniform, they stood up to him, and he thing there. So a part of it, is maybe going to show that he's not no flight risk. But for me, Brutus should have been arrested. He should have been arrested and escorted to court. He mustn't come on his own. He mustn't come on his own. They arrest we named the who was Minister of Finance, Ashley Singh, and then they put bangle on him. Although he said that he wore it as a badge of honor. Another person they arrest and put the thing on him. So why Brutus must be an exception to the rule? But then he may say he turn up there. People get sympathy. He's not no flight risk, and so they will remand him. But for me, it was criminal. I'll repeat him, it's criminal for Brutus, who is on administrative leave, who is the head of the special branch, to have appeared in court fully dressed in uniform. He should have been arrested and they take away the police clothes from me and like got it in civilian clothes, properly escorted.
And again, it brings into question, what was the purpose of the SWAT and the Soku people at Brutus's residence Wednesday night? The night before he appeared in court, they went there to search, maybe they said they had a search warrant, they searched, they had an arrest. And then the next day, the man is allowed to turn up in court in uniform, unprecedented. And as one of the students said, he should have got another first, in that he should have been the first senior rank to have been handcuffed and shackled in uniform. That is what should have happened. Well, he said it's an animal farm we live in. Remember in 2021, they traveled all the way, so who sent people all the way to the Timiri airport because I was due to arrive to answer a charge that they filed against me. And they sent people to arrest me at the airport when I arrived. They sent people in the courtyard, the Georgetown Magistrate Courtyard, on the 15th of October, 2021, to arrest me when I appear to answer the same charge that they found me to appear for. And here it is, Brutus, 240. Somebody said 235 yesterday, one of the outlets. Somebody tell them 235, that's the number of wickets, test wickets Garfield Subers got. So it looked like 235 is the number of charge this disgrace assistant commissioner will get. He should not have been allowed to go to court in uniform. But I ain't going to blame the magistrate. Some back in the day, some of the magistrate will tell you you're inappropriately dressed as a criminal defendant. Go and get something and come again. You had magistrates back in the day would have told them that. They would have told them that. But the man come and parade. Now I want to see this as before we move on to the matters yesterday. I want to see, because the matter, he appeared, he's put on bail, $6.2 million, you understand? We can go into some details in a short while. I want to see, he has to return on the 18th and the 24th of November. 18th and 24th. I want to see turn up then again in uniform. I want to see him turning up on the 18th and the 21st of November to answer the other charges that are pending in uniform. In uniform. Let me see. Let me see. Well, yeah, let me see how we can work out. Let's see how it's going to work. Let's see how it's going to work. Now, the next thing that I need to say, now people are asking the question, what happens now that he has been charged? 30 charges read to him yesterday. He's on bail to go back on the 18th and the 21st of November. He's to lodge his passport. He's to report to SOCU once every month. I'm not sure what the date. I think that might have been mentioned in the granting of bail as a condition of the bail. Now, let me say this. What should happen now? Now, and let me hope Jaigobin Jai Singh at the Secretary of Police Service Commission and all of them listening. What should happen now? As of yesterday or first thing this morning, a report should have been sent by the extended squatter to the Police Service Commission, advising them that Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus appeared before the magistrate yesterday, charged with several offenses, and is on bail. Let me do y'all work for y'all, you know. Y'all not little duns, y'all big time duns. So the force has to write administration, and that come from the extended squatter, the acting commissioner, has to write to the Police Service Commission to advise them that Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus appeared before the magistrate yesterday to answer several criminal charges. He was placed on bail to return to court. You got to state what the nature of the charges are and all that. He appeared in court and answered to 30 if you want to set criminal charges. You can say so if you want to. That is not necessary. What is necessary is that the date he appeared and that he answered these charges, or the charges were read to him because they are indictable. He was not required to plead. The 30 criminal charges were read to him, and he is put on bail. And on the basis of that, to the Police Service Commission, the Police Service Commission now has to interdict him and place him on half pay with effect from yesterday. So yeah, he still remains a member of the force. Don't worry, this nonsense when Nandalal said, "What get to take him out?" No. The rule of law, the presumption of innocence, because Brutus is still presumed innocent until he is found guilty by a competent court and all that other things. Let me read that back. Despite all what they're saying and all what they're saying and so on, Brutus, Calvin Brutus, Assistant Commissioner of Police, is still presumed to be innocent. That is his constitutional right until he's found guilty by a competent court. So this thing we're here to talk about dismiss and dismiss the work, so they can go ahead and do that. They can go ahead and dismiss him, but it will be unconstitutional. And we know that some of these people ain't got no respect for the Constitution. I know that from personal experience, because I had to take the president and them to court when they suspended unlawfully, unconstitutionally, the Police Service Commission that I chaired, and I won. The judge said that the act of the president was unlawful, unconstitutional, ultra virus, Article 225 of the Constitution, null, void, and of no legal effect. So we know that and there's only one occasion where they violate the Constitution. So they can go ahead and dismiss, but that will be a violation of Brutus's constitutional right. So the correct thing is for him to be interdicted and placed on half pay. Don't question the half pay thing. There's a school of thought that you can't even take away the half pay. But the practice has been that once a person is interdicted, placed on half pay, pending the outcome of the criminal charges. That is important. Pending the outcome of these criminal charges, which implies that if the outcome is favorable to Brutus, if you get out from all of these charges, you got to reinstate him. You have to reinstate him. Oh, you should reinstate him. You don't have to. You can decide to work out some deal and let you go your way. But if you want to dismiss him, then he has a strong constitutional case against you. It also means that if the outcome is unfavorable, then he is dismissed. He is dismissed. Yes, Jillian. He is, and that is a provision. This is a constitutional provision that a person is deemed to be innocent until proven guilty. The presumption of innocence. Having said that, I have been saying repeatedly on this program this commissioner acting that we are and know about that because he has dismissed people, and I'm gonna call them again. Simon in the Quindon Bacchus killing, the Nobriga, McLennan. He dismissed them on the day they appeared in court. So why you haven't dismissed Brutus yesterday when he appeared in court? Dismiss them, but that is wrong. There's a presumption of innocence. There's a presumption of innocence, right? So they got a right, and he has to be interdicted pending the outcome of the charge. Now, I want to ask before I bring in Mr. Conway, the question is, and I'm being devil's advocate. I'm being devil's advocate. I'm sure many times Ropes and Ben and Ikin and them have considered it. Now that he has been charged with 30 criminal charges, he lives in the police quarters. Will he be allowed to continue to occupy the police quarters? Will he continue to enjoy all those benefits that he spoke about, free food, and would he be allowed to enjoy all of those things? Would his mother-in-law be allowed to live in the police quarters in the Mountain Branch? I know she moved yet. I've been talking about it all the time. You know, when the Chief Justice said on the 28th of June, 2021, that she found this, she said senior superintendent as he was then, to be self-serving, they took it lightly. Maybe they did not know what is the meaning of self-serving. Well, we see it. We see what is the meaning of self-serving. Sit down there, big hustle, big, of course, allegation of big hustle. Install your mother-in-law in a police quarter in the Mountain Branch compound when ranks are there, dying to get some living quarters. That is what he is. Well, this part is not alleged. This is what he did. The other thing about money and things, we can read the details to you, man. Sit back, share the live, share. We need to get more. Share the live. Give me a thumbs up. More coming. I can give some of the details of the charges that were filed yesterday. Call a friend, tell a friend. More coming. You think I talk everything yet? I'm going to read some of the particulars of the charge, of the charges that were read to him yesterday. Call a friend, tell a friend. Don't miss it. Slow and Conway, tearing tail. That is how it was said. Guy, this slang, man. Slow and Conway, tearing tail. You don't want to miss it. And when you come back on the replay, it's not as sweet. We know that. The live is sweeter. But when somebody tell you slow said that, and slow that, Conway said that, some of the sweetness is removed. You want to be on the live. So share the live. Share the live. Give me thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. And let me put up this other arm. Hold on. And let me tell you, I'm still telling you that if you want to make a contribution to the show, what is the number scrolling across there? If you want to make a contribution for us to continue with our expenses, to do research and to do all other things, platform fee, and help me out. That is the number. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have made contributions so far. All of you. Quite a few persons have responded and they have made contributions. Some people have asked if they don't have Zelle, what they can do. We are trying to work out something to say if you don't have Zelle, how you can contribute to this program. It takes some effort, it takes some resources to be able to come here and to give you what we are giving you here. And you know the value of what we are giving you here. You know the value, right? So he's living in quarters. Is he going to be, will he continue to live there? I don't know. You see, some of these things are unprecedented. His mother-in-law, his wife's mother, lives in the police quarters in Mountain Branch compound. At least she lived there. I don't know if they moved yet. So what is going to happen there? But let me ask the next question, the next teasing question in light of all of this. Is Calvin Brutus, Assistant Commissioner of Police, a licensed firearm owner? Or is he allowed to carry a service firearm? In either case, what will be the position now? What will be? These are questions that have to be considered. And I know these dancing people we have there would not consider them until something dramatic happens. These are things to be considered. Will this man continue to get free food? Can the man write and think that he don't pay his salary for how many years? He not touch his salary because of all the perks of the office. And now that he is charged, remember he's not convicted, he's presumed innocent, but it's how you can walk out. I don't know. I am just being the devil's advocate, and I am throwing it out there. Let me bring in Mr. Conway before I move on to the cases yesterday. CC, I have thrown out some tantalizing questions there. What are your comments, my brother?
Well, you are correct, that he has been charged. And the next thing is interdiction. And I hope that the chairman of the Police Service Commission, the bishop, will rush with breakneck speed and send him so make sure you get a serve with a letter of interdiction. Remember, he rushed with breakneck speed when on the 4th of July, remember the year, he said that he was waiting on the list, the recommended list of ranks to be promoted. And then on the 2nd of July, 252 persons get promoted. I hope with the same speed he going to rush. And this time here, he will be justified. This time he will be justified. And then you raise the points, Paul. Should he get allowances or just his half of his salary? He's a school authority, his salary, full stop, and nothing more. So I know he gonna make out with all them things we see delivering free food, free maid, free driver, and all those things. So let's look and see what's gonna happen. But I hope that a bishop, I know we have some bishops that we can't trust. I hope the bishop will rush with breakneck speed. By now, Brutus should have gotten his letter of interdiction. That you just preempt certain things. You know, when you get in court, you don't prepare the letter of interdiction to start serving. Perhaps if they want to be efficient, since he come out court, so he should have done get his letter of interdiction.
All right, you're so correct. Now, someone is asking me to, they said the number is just scrolling across there. The number is small, they can't see it. The number, right, somebody see, it's 718-308-7179. That is the number, 718-308-7179. That's what it is. Thanks, Ivadne. That's what the number is. Now, let me read I love to read Gordon Mosley when he reports or when he addresses this issue. And last night, last night he says, it's not long, let me read it to you. Dressed in uniform, Assistant Commissioner of Police Brutus marched up the stairs of the Georgetown Magistrates Court this afternoon to face 240 charges related to various financial crimes. After more than 2 hours before the acting magistrate, only 30 of the charges have been read to him, and he was granted a total of $6.2 million bail on those charges, with the magistrate indicating that the remaining charges will have to be read to him at a later date. As part of the bail agreement, the Assistant Police Commissioner will have to lodge his passport and report to SOCU once every month throughout the case. The prosecutors had objected to bail, but the magistrate proceeded to grant bail on the charges read out today. The charges read to Mr. Brutus today range from fraud and larceny to money laundering and misconduct in public office. All the charges stem from a 3-month-long investigation conducted by the Police Force's Special Organized Crime Unit. The Assistant Commissioner was not required to enter a plea to the charges and offered no comment during his way in and out of the courtroom this afternoon. Also appeared in court today to face conspiracy charges were the Assistant Commissioner's wife, Andonika Alder, his former driver, Kevin George, and Garden of Eden businessman Asraf Zafarali. They were each granted bail in the sum of $1 million for the charges that were read to them. They are facing charges in relation to the payment for the supplies of goods to the Guyana Police Force Consumer Squad Complex and the alleged non-supply of the goods. The attorneys for the businessmen, Mr. Glenn Animon and Everton Singlami, told the court that the businessman is still open to settling the matters against him and has been cooperative with SOCU. Let me read about the businessman attorney told the court that the businessman is still open to settling the matters against him and has been cooperative with SOCU. The attorneys explained that if he is currently finding difficult to provide for his family since his bank accounts were also frozen by the High Court as part of the probe. The pregnant wife of the assistant commissioner is facing the conspiracy and money laundering charges. She remained silent throughout her appearance at the courthouse. Our bank account and the bank accounts of our businesses were also frozen by the court. The accounts contained more than $300 million. Soku has said that the wife's companies were used to supply goods for the police force, but in many instances, it is alleged that the goods that were procured were never delivered even after full payments were made. And it was documented as if goods had been delivered. In the case of the former driver of the assistant commissioner, Kevin George, who is also a policeman, it is alleged that he was involved in the movement of money through accounts bearing his name. He is facing multiple money laundering charges in addition to larceny charges and misconduct by public official charge. He is being represented by the same attorneys that representing Brutus representing him. The charges were filed the charges were filed. Let me read about. The charges were filed against the four today based on the investigation of the Special Organized Crime Unit. The investigation initially focused on entries in the police credit union accounts of the Assistant Police Commissioner. However, after Soku received additional information from the Financial Intelligence Unit, it expanded its probe and uncovered the multiple accounts linked to the Assistant Commissioner, his wife, their toddler son, and 3 companies registered to them. Those accounts were found to have $500 million, and during the Soku probe, also uncovered large withdrawals in recent months and purchase of properties. 8 of the 9 accounts were frozen by the court. Brutus has maintained in his innocence.